Hi guys, and welcome back to the JoBluemann channel or podcast. Today I'm just gonna wing it. To be dead honest, it's late. I just came from work, uh, and I haven't had time to do research. So we're gonna go through stuff together. So I use Groundworks. You guys are very welcome to go and twinkle around there. They give you a rating of left, center, and right on an article. So they would rate CNN, New York Times, all these kinds of guys. They would give them a rating, and from there you can decide whether or not you want to read a leftist article or write this article, or you can read all of it and understand both sides' point of view, which is what I usually do, and I didn't do it this time. So the one thing I did want to go through is Israel says 21 soldiers killed in Gaza in worst single day toll. Now this is a controversial subject, and I don't know why it is, because it's war, and um, there are, or there is, two sides to this story. Firstly, the people that broke out did some horrible things, but they were locked up in a cage in a concentration camp. So I'm not sure what the expectation was when they get out. That was the first thing, which I'm struggling with, and I'm really, really, really struggling with that question. Is, you know, does that really make up an excuse for the fact that they slaughtered all those people, raped those people, and killed babies, and took people hostage? Is that justification? Because I don't think it is. I don't think violence should ever be. I do believe that there should be violence, but as a last resort. I think as men, we should be able to move to that level of violence, to protect ourselves and our fellow humans. And I don't really, I'm not going to go kill myself and that for somebody else, the neighbor next door, but for my family, I'll definitely do it. So the Israeli army confirms that 21 of its soldiers were killed in the Gaza, the deadliest day for the Israeli force since the start of their ground operations. The soldiers, all reservists, were involved in an operation to allow residents of southern Israel to return home after being evacuated due to a Hamas attack. The buildings collapsed and caused the deaths of the soldiers when a Hamas militant fired a rocket-propelled grenade at a tank, triggered explosives set up by Israeli forces. So was that a backfire? Triggering explosives set up by Israeli forces? Yes. So it is something that the Israeli forces set up that was triggered by a rocket propelled to a tank, which blew 21 soldiers to bits. So their own army fucking killed them. Their own government killed them. That's actually very sad. It's I mean, how do you? It's really something I'm struggling with, because Americans, and I'm not putting all Americans in there, but Americans, as I saw it on um, all the social media platforms, they're all like, I stand with Israel, and I can never understand that, because And even Donald Trump was like, I stand with Israel, and I moved the first embassy to Jerusalem, or whatever it was that he did. And he saw that as a win. And I could never understand. I mean, I understood the other stuff, the wall, the low interest rates, the low workless people, the economy soaring. I could see all of that, and I could understand why you would brag about that. But why would moving an embassy to Jerusalem or wherever they moved it, why would that be such a big thing? And that for because if you think if you go and do some of the research, he might be getting more votes from the Jewish community in America now, but at that stage he had between 20 and 30% of the vote. It wasn't really they weren't even yeah, I mean they were so little in the scale of turning the turning the tides towards him and making him win the next election. And I still believe that Trump used his own money, and he didn't lobby for money. I mean, um, but if you hear things like that, and guys like George Soros are out there who's Jewish, and the whole of Hollywood is owned by Jewish people, and the whole banking system is owned by the Jewish community, and not the Jewish community. I'm doing exactly what people are doing or saying, what Americans are saying about white South Africans, or Afrikaans speaking South Africans, Boers specifically. So I'm now putting everybody in a little box, and stay in your box, and that is what I think about you. And yeah, I shouldn't be doing that because it's wrong. So I do apologize for that. But it is still something that bugs me, and I cannot understand why this would be such a big talking point. If this was any other country doing this, then America would have gone in there and taken over the state, put in charge whoever they wanted to have in charge. Really, it wouldn't have been this big controversy. And we're sitting with a situation where Russia and the Ukraine, I saw an article that said that there will be no peace talks between the Ukraine and Russia. I saw this article today, so I was like, okay, well, no more talk about you know the Ukraine, which was I stand with the Ukraine, and now it's gone on to the next one. I stand with Israel, and I stand with the Jewish community. Um, and now we've forgotten about all other wars that we got involved in. Hey, America. Yeah, so sticking our noses in wherever. So, except for here, I think they want to give them money, but I don't think they need to. The Israeli army are very good. Have been fighting all their lives, and they've got some good training. So I don't think they need any assistance from America, except for maybe money. But Hamas is difficult to catch because they're using human shields. I'm not condemning what Hamas did, condemning Hamas I mean, they do have things within the um, documentation that says that they want to kill all Jews. So they're not nice people. They're far from nice people, and I'm kind of sort of stuck in the middle of the two ideas of what is going on in the Gaza Strip and who is actually the guilty party of the two. But I mean, if you see that Israel blows up 21 of their own soldiers, and it's the biggest kill or the worst single day toll, then you start to think, is war in your country really the best thing? Cheers, guys. Chat later.